You know that feeling when it's 1 a.m., you're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, and your brain just won't shut up? You're replaying a conversation from 3 days ago, worrying about something that probably won't even happen. Scrolling, doom scrolling,
What?
watching one more video, telling yourself, okay, this is the last one, and then it's 3 a.m. You wake up exhausted, groggy, behind, and you tell yourself, tonight will be different. But then tonight comes, and it happens all over again. If that hit a little too close to home, I need you to stay with me, because what I'm about to share isn't some guru's aesthetic morning routine in reverse. This is a simple, science-backed 7-step night routine built specifically for people whose brains don't just quiet down on demand. For overthinkers, for students, for people who feel like they're always one night of bad sleep away from falling apart. Here's the real issue nobody talks about. Most of us treat nighttime like it's just what comes after the day, like we're supposed to naturally transition from chaotic, stimulated, high-alert mode into peaceful sleep just because the clock says so. That's not how your brain works. Not even close. By the time you're lying down, your brain has been bombarded all day. Notifications, deadlines, social media, conversations, background noise. Your nervous system is literally still running, still processing, still on. And then you wonder why you can't sleep. The worst part? You start blaming yourself. I'm just bad at sleeping. I have anxiety. I'm lazy. Something's wrong with me. No, something is wrong with your routine, or more accurately, the complete absence of one. Here's what's actually happening inside your brain at night. Your body runs on something called a circadian rhythm, basically an internal 24-hour clock that regulates when you feel awake and when you feel sleepy. But this system is incredibly sensitive to cues, light cues, behavioral cues, emotional cues. When you're on your phone until midnight, the blue light is literally signaling your brain to stay awake. It suppresses melatonin, the hormone your body uses to say, hey, it's time to wind down. So even if you feel tired, your brain chemistry is actively fighting sleep. And then there's dopamine. Every scroll, every notification, every video, your brain gets a tiny hit. It's addictive by design. And dopamine is the opposite of the calm, low stimulation state your brain needs to fall asleep naturally. But here's what most people don't realize. Your brain actually prepares for sleep up to 2 hours before you close your eyes. That window, that's where your night routine lives. That's where the magic happens. Step 1. Set a shutdown alarm, not a sleep alarm. Pick a time, say 10 p.m., and set an alarm that says start shutting down. This isn't your bedtime. This is your brain's cue that the day is officially over. No more work, no more decision-making, no more problem-solving. That alarm is a psychological line in the sand. Step 2. Do a brain dump. Grab a notebook, spend 5 minutes writing down everything that's floating around in your head. Worries, tomorrow's tasks, random thoughts, whatever. This isn't journaling. You're not trying to be poetic. You're just emptying the mental RAM, because your brain will keep cycling through unfinished thoughts all night unless you give it permission to let them go. Writing them down does exactly that. Step 3. Kill the screens, the right way. Here's where things get interesting, and where most people do this completely wrong. Telling yourself just stop using your phone doesn't work. Willpower is depleted by nighttime. You need a replacement, not a restriction. Instead of scrolling, switch to something low stimulation. A physical book, a podcast you've heard before, ambient music. Something that keeps your hands and eyes busy but doesn't spike your dopamine. Step 4. Take a warm shower. Timing matters more than you think. This one sounds simple, almost too simple, but the science behind it is genuinely fascinating. When you take a warm shower at night, your body temperature rises. But here's the key. When you step out, your core temperature drops rapidly. And that drop, it's one of the most powerful natural sleep triggers your body has. It mimics the temperature drop your body naturally does when preparing for deep sleep. So this isn't just about hygiene. It's about hacking your biology. 10 minutes, warm water, right before bed. That's it. Step 5. Create what I call a sensory signal. Your brain learns through repetition and association. If you do the same small thing every single night, light a candle, make chamomile tea, put on the same low playlist, your brain starts to connect that action with sleep. Over time, it becomes a trigger. The moment you do that thing, your nervous system starts to relax automatically. Pavlov did it with dogs and bells. You're going to do it with yourself and a cup of tea. Pick one sensory signal. Keep it consistent. Give it 2 weeks. You'll be shocked at how quickly your brain catches on. Step 6, the 10-minute wind-down scan. This is the step most people skip, and it's probably the most important one for overthinkers. Lie down, no phone, no noise, just you, and do a slow mental scan of your body, starting from your feet, moving upward. Notice tension, notice where you're holding stress, and consciously release it. This isn't meditation. You don't need to be spiritual. You don't need an app. You're just doing a simple check-in with your body and giving your nervous system a clear physical signal to let go. Most overthinkers live entirely in their heads. This practice gently pulls you out of your thoughts and into your body. And that shift, that's where sleep lives. Step 7, end with gratitude, and not the cheesy kind. Before you fully close your eyes, think of 3 things that happened today that were okay. Not amazing, not life-changing, just okay. A conversation that went well, a task you finished, a meal you enjoyed, something small. Here's why this works. Your brain has what psychologists call a negativity bias. It naturally holds on to bad things more than good ones. It's a survival mechanism. But at night, that bias is working against you. It keeps you anxious, replaying failures, catastrophizing. Gratitude, real, simple, specific gratitude, literally shifts your brain's focus. It interrupts the anxiety loop. It ends your day on a neurological note of safety. 3 things, that's all. 30 seconds. I want to say something important before we close. If you've been struggling with sleep, with overthinking, with feeling like your nights are completely out of control, your brain isn't broken. You're not lazy. You haven't failed at something basic. You've just never been shown how to end your day properly. Nobody teaches this stuff. Not in school, not at home. You were just expected to figure it out. And the fact that you're here, watching this, trying to understand yourself better, that already puts you ahead of most people. You don't need a perfect routine. You need a consistent one. Start with 2 or 3 of these steps tonight. Just 2 or 3. Build from there. Because the goal isn't an aesthetic, color-coded evening ritual. The goal is waking up tomorrow feeling like you actually rested. You deserve that. Not someday, tonight. If this helped you, drop a comment with which step you're starting with. I genuinely read them. And if you know someone who's always complaining about bad sleep, send this their way. It might be exactly what they needed. See you in the next one. Go get some rest. The goal isn't boredom, it's deceleration.